Hey guys, Mike here. So obviously we had more inflation data come out, and that kind of drove the markets up, right? We gapped up and then started trading sideways, had more news, bad news come out of Russia, which of course sank the market. But the bigger question is, what's the $658 million bet people are making? And I'll show you the bet and also show you why they are making this bet. It's actually, I mean, it's a smart bet to be honest with you because of the risk reward. But we're going to get into that, plus more news coming out tomorrow that might affect the markets. And if you look at the PPI, which came out today, and when looking at it, it came in lighter than expected, which is a good thing. You look at the chart down there, and you can barely even see it on the chart. Obviously, things are heading in the right direction. So the producers and stuff are seeing less costs on their end. That is lowering down, which should eventually lead over to the people we're buying it from. Hopefully, will be the case. That will be really nice to see. But we'll have to give it some time and wait on that. Now, of course, here's the deal. What's going on right now is you got major bears, a lot of money that are rolling into, right now it's SQQ, okay? That is a leverage ETF, an inverse leverage ETF. It is betting on the NASDAQ going down, okay? And so you see that big needle right there? Like, this is the most it's ever been, okay? And so another thing they also did was they rolled out of TQQQ, which is the bullish part of it. But what's amazing, really look at this chart though, is look how much more inverse and just leverage ETFs are right now, right? Look how much more popular they are versus when most of them came out in 2018. But it's built up a lot. Now the question you're thinking, well, Mike, I don't understand, why would they be doing this now? We're getting ready to break out. Well, it's pretty simple, really. What they're betting on is for this to take hold at some point in time, right? You got earnings contraction coming up. This came out today, so now we're expecting negative earnings, which I don't think this should shock anybody, right? And so you got that going on. Then you got this came out today as well. And you got purchasing power is pretty much at an all-time low at this point in time, thanks to inflation. And so it's the worst erosion in history, actually. And so they're looking at that right there. But more importantly, what they're looking at, and I put this in the Discord today. Feel free to sign up down there. I think there's 3 slots left right now. $7.99, less than a McDonald's combo, by the way, in the description. But if you look right here, this is the S&P, right? And so what they're looking at is, and I'm going to show you a bigger picture of this, is the S&P is coming up against resistance. Then you got the Russell, right? 200 moving average, right? 1, 2, 3 is the 4th time we've been in this position for this, right? And it's at the top of that channel right there, which has been trading since May, okay? And then we go back over and get a bigger picture of the S&P right here, as you can see. And what you got is rejection in this ascending channel, where you're sitting there, probably going to fill the gap. But if you look at it, look at what's outside. If it does break the channel, right, and we continue to go higher, all of that's just unknown, right? Lots of resistance up there. Lots of resistance because there's a lot of damage on, the long-term charts, the weeklies, the monthlies, and things like that. And so for them, what they're doing is they're taking trades, they're making money on their trades, and they're rolling it into SQQQ. So if we hit the channel and get rejected off of 200 or even the edge of that channel and start heading lower, then obviously they win, and you'll see more people piling in. But if it doesn't, and please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and share this video, guys. It really helps the channel out. Thank you very much. Then what they'll do is they'll just flip the other side of the trade, because even they know, even if it breaks a 200, there's so much resistance and going to be so much money is kind of going, oh, are we really moving? Or are we getting ready to consolidate again? That they'll have time to switch. They'll have time to flip, right? But they've done this. If you look at the chart, they've done it twice this year, right? Riding the SQQ and then riding it down that channel, because the long-term trend is bearish. The short-term trend is bullish right now. And you can't argue with that looking at the chart. And so it's actually, it's a smart bet. And so I know people personally are doing this. They're just taking profits from trades, and they're just slowly accumulating their short bets, whether it be SQQ or others. That's what they're doing. I think TNA, is that the one for the Russell, I believe? It's coming back down into a support level, which it's bounced multiple times, because the Russell has, obviously, I showed you that chart, rejected 4 different times this year, right? And so it's a smart bet. I mean, because you can make a lot of money, because it's a triple levered ETF. And I think because they know they're going to have time to get out, right? Because you already had these huge 10% moves up and things like that. They'll lose money, but it's not going to be catastrophic for them to make the switch over, and then they'll make it right back up, right? Going with TQQ, right? Which I think is like $200-something million moved out of TQQ to go into SQQ, part of that $650 million bet. And so, some other news that came out today, obviously another company comes out, and it's Disney this time. They're going to start cutting costs, hiring freeze will go in place, plus they're going to have layoffs. They're also raising ticket prices. I saw it just came out a few minutes ago as I'm recording this. And so, that's no surprise. I mean, their earnings obviously weren't that great, and they see the slowdown happening right now. And the news that happened in the middle of the day was coming out of Russia, and I think I just saw this is verified by our government, was 2 missiles went into Poland and ended up killing some of their citizens. And so, of course, that's not good because Poland is a NATO country, and of course there's a pact in place where if you mess with one NATO country, the other NATO country is supposed to come and defend it. Of course, Russia is denying this happened. Of course, what else would they say, right? Like, oh, that was us. And it was probably, I assume it was a total accident, right? But again, let's see how Poland reacts to it. I don't know. And then let's see what we're going to do, because right now we're really trying to step on the neck of Russia for sure, economically more than anything else. But because I know they're trying to get, was it $50 billion more dollars to send over to Ukraine in aid. So, we're backing that pony until this whole thing's over, the way it looks. But hopefully that doesn't escalate. I know some people are banging the drum, and I'm like, that is one war you don't want. Okay, if we go to war with Russia, that might be the last war you ever get to see, because that's 2 powerhouses. Okay, and so other powerhouses will join in. So yeah, we don't want that. So hopefully Poland and them can get that one figured out and go from there. But yeah, as soon as it happened, it's like a raindrop. On the 1 minute chart, it's like, wow, okay, something happened, and that's what it was. And so, stuff to look for tomorrow, and then something to look out for, which is just on fire right now, is, going through what happened today. I mean, Walmart had good earnings. Home Depot, not so much, because the inventory just skyrocketed. Advanced Auto Parts and the PM got destroyed. And then tomorrow, Target, if it follows Walmart, obviously going to go back up, right? We'll have to see. Lowe's, if it follows Home Depot, will go down. And then we got NVIDIA, which I think everybody's going to be watching out for in the afternoon, because semiconductors have just been on fire. NVIDIA has moved up huge. And so is AMD and all the rest of them. All of a sudden, like, the semiconductor problem is not an issue anymore or something. They don't have inventory issues. I don't know what it is. It's all just disappeared. And so it's moving up like crazy. And, we're going to see how that rolls, because like a lot of people went into Soxel at like, what was it, 8 or 9, it got like 14 today, I think. And so a lot of profit taken there. But again, these are other things that they're like NVIDIA's coming into resistance, AMD's coming into resistance. A lot of stuff's just coming into major resistance. And it's up to the bulls and bears, which I watch battle all day today on the charts, to see, who's going to win, who's going to place the bigger bets, right? Who's going to manipulate the market even more. That's really what it comes down to. And it's like, does reality set in, or does, FOMO and just trying to look past, like somebody said today, we're trying to look to next year, right? We're looking at 2023, right? Because the market's forward thinking 3 to 6 months. And so is it, which scenario wins out? That's what you're looking for. But I'll tell you right now, I know where money's definitely going. If it ain't here, it's going to Chinese stocks, because these stocks right here have just been on fire. Congratulations to anybody in like C-Web and things like that, because that one's up like 100%. I mean, just blowing it up. I think Bob, all of them are up like 10, 15%. Bob ain't even reported earnings yet. Again, I don't mind saying I ain't investing in none of those companies for long term, because I don't trust the government over there. But I understand what the scenarios for the trade is what a lot of people think are doing. But there's some people going along too, and Baba and others, is that they're, trying to, I guess, put out the word, we're not going to be as restrictive on COVID and stuff like that, and be more opening to try to help their economy. And of course, with the real estate, they did something which I've never even heard of, but trying to help them get funding and things of that nature. So they're trying to revive it. And so what's happening? Money's just piling in there, and so, or back in there, I should say, because it was fleeing like crazy. So let us know in the comments if you're in any of those stocks or anything, or what you see happening there. But yeah, that's been on absolute fire, because I think it's a 2x leverage ETF, C-Web, CWEB. I mean, I think it's up 100% in like less than 20 days or something, if that. And so it's just been flying. And so, yeah, so that's where we're at. We'll see what happens tomorrow. We do got a little more economic news coming out, with obviously retail sales is going to be the big one. I think that and Target are the things that people can look at, because Walmart's what got everything jump-started today, along with PPI. And so we're going to see come December, does all that hold or not. But right now, short term, trend is still bullish. Long term, trend is still bearish. That's just the way it is right now. Everything can flip very quickly. All these people making these huge bets on shorting the market could be absolutely wrong, right? And so, but at least they're picking a good spot to make the bet. So let me know in the comments if you're doing that as well. So anyway, hope you guys have a good one, and I will see you tomorrow.